Okay, so for this question, we've been told that a string quartet has two violins, one viola, and one cello. So I'll just quickly write that down. Two violins, one viola, and one cello. A chamber orchestra has eight violins, four violas, and four cellos. Okay, how much higher would you expect its sound level to be? Okay, so this is an interesting question. So we've been asked about sound level, which means that we've been asked to talk about what the sound level is in decibels. So our equation for decibels is beta equals 10 log to the base 10 I divided by I naught, where I naught is our reference intensity. Okay, so now we're being asked about the intensity. So we know that I naught is not changing. We've been asked, okay, so what is our difference in decibels? So what we can say, I guess, is we can say, okay, for the quartet, we'll call this B to Q. We can say 10 log to the base 10 IQ divided by I naught. Okay, so that is sort of our equation for the sound level for a quartet. And then let's have a look at a chamber orchestra. Log base 10 I chamber divided by I naught. Okay, so I guess we don't really know much about the intensity, but what we can say for this question is that we're changing the power. Now we know that intensity is power divided by area. So what we can say is, assuming that the area is not changing, if we have more instruments, we're going to be increasing the power. So we assume that A is not changing, but we're changing the power. Now, to go from a quartet to a chamber orchestra, you can see we've got 4 times as many people. So what we can say then is that the power of a chamber orchestra is going to be 4 times the power of a quartet. And because the area is not changing, then what we can say then is that the intensity of a chamber orchestra is going to be 4 times the intensity of a quartet. So what we can basically say here then is we can say, well, what's the difference going to be? Well, if I naught's not changing, all that we're changing is this part in here is becoming 4 times greater than what it was before. So the quickest way to sort of work this out is going to be doing 10 log base 10 of 4. And that's because this part in here is just becoming 4 times larger when we have a chamber orchestra compared to a quartet. So if it's becoming 4 times larger, that means the change, remember, this has still got the intensities, but we don't need them because we're not trying to work out what the decibels are. We're trying to work out what the difference is. So this is going to be our change. And then when we do that, when we work this out, we get roughly 6 decibels. So that means that for a chamber orchestra, it's going to be 6 decibels louder than a quartet.